Okay then, let's get into it. I thought I'd start off this video series with an easy one. How to make eye contact. Now, making eye contact can be an incredibly difficult thing to do for socially awkward or shy people like myself. I remember when I was a child, I would especially struggle with making eye contact, especially if it was like a really cute girl or something like that. I remember one time in particular, I walked into a phone shop and this really cute girl walked over to me and asked if I needed any help or anything. And I was so nervous that I just couldn't make eye contact with her. So what I did was I just picked a spot and decided to keep my focus there the entire time I was talking to her. And it didn't occur to me till like a full minute after I left the shop that I'd been staring at her breast the entire time. So yeah, that was pretty awkward. So how I began to overcome making eye contact with people is I started to focus on the bridge of their nose. Most people won't even notice you're looking there, and it's a really easy way to appear like you're making eye contact, even if you're really not. And what I found was, after a while of doing that, I actually became more relaxed when talking to people, and I actually was able to make eye contact with them more effectively. Another thing to remember when you're making eye contact with someone is a lot of people will begin to feel uncomfortable if you're just blankly staring into their eyes all the time without giving them any visual or auditory feedback. So it's important to remember to like nod your head every now and again when they're talking to you, or say something like, "Oh, I see," or "Oh, that's interesting." Even if you don't find the conversation that interesting, just say it anyways. It will make the person feel like you're listening to them and like you actually give a shit what they're saying to you. And another important thing to remember is to not constantly keep eye contact with a person. It's important that you break eye contact with whoever you're talking to every now and again. A good way of finding out what's an acceptable amount of time to hold eye contact with someone is to think about how long would someone have to make eye contact with you before you began to feel uncomfortable. So, or if that doesn't work for you, another way is when you're talking to someone, look at how often they look away from you. So if they're looking away from you every 7 seconds, from that you can gather that they don't really like someone looking at them for more than that amount of time. And the last tip I'd like to share is, even the best of us feel uncomfortable sometimes making eye contact. Take me for example. I struggle to hold eye contact with someone for more than 6 or 7 seconds at a time. So what I do is, because if you're constantly looking away from someone, that can come across like you're shy or awkward. So what I like to do is I like to occasionally pretend to forget an answer to a question, or forget what I was going to say. So let's say for example I just got back from holiday and I'm talking to a friend, and the friend asks me, "Oh, what day did you leave?" I can say, "Oh, it was a," and then I pretend to forget the answer, so I look away for a few seconds. "Saturday, it was Saturday," and that gives me the time I need. Or another thing I like to do is to occasionally look down at the ground, nod in my head, like I'm really taking in everything the person has to say to me. So those are just a few little tips and tricks for helping you make eye contact with people. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for listening.